Bias on the right.
So, for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Erwin Facio. I worked with Dave Pastor at DVI and Tracy. And I started back in late 87. Dave already had been there since 85. And Jose and Joey already had been there like in the mid 80s. And so when I first met Dave, you know, little David was probably about 2 years old and his little diapers all around. And Lisa, you know, she was, this is a little girl, always coming up and hugging and saying hello. And that's when he lived off Mount Diablo. You guys remember that? Okay, and that's where Dave lived, and he was there with his first wife. And I come by and visit him and stuff because I was single and just started the department, and me and Dave became really good friends. And so when I got there, I got to meet a lot of the, as we call each other, homies. A lot of good raza, a lot of good people. They kind of put me underneath the wing, and they kind of just guided me and showed me the best way, the left way, the easiest way we do things, and so forth. Good education. If you work in the prison system back then, it isn't what it is now. You had a lot of guys, man, that were pretty hard criminals that they eventually shipped out to Pelican Bay and other hardcore quote prisons. These guys were walking the main line as we worked. And so when I first met Dave, man, he was, I was wondering, get a feel for this vodka, right? And Dave had a little brown truck. You guys remember his little brown truck? He had a little brown Nissan, and he belonged to a truck club. And he invited me one day, hey man, I'm going to get up with some of my friends. And back then they were friends. Today they're called homies, okay? And yeah, we're going to go over here to the park, and we're going to have a meeting or whatever. And I said, okay, well, what do you guys do with those little truquitos, man? And he goes, oh man, we got hydraulics on the bed, spinning double-sided left and right. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, man. That's pretty interesting. I'm used to the ramflas, either go on front, back, side to side. When I have my ramfla, I can go opposite, whatever. And but Dave didn't look like what Dave looks like today. When I met David, he pretty much was squared up vato, man. And as Joey wanted to say, he was screwed. So Dave and I got to hook up, and at that time I had a 63 Super Sport Impala. And I used to take it to work sometimes. And Dave and I were working graveyard. And one day he goes, hey man, we'll go on my truck. I said, okay, let's do it, bro. Well, he had one of those detachable tops. So, hey, let's look cool, man. Okay, so we're wearing our CDCR jackets, like we're real cool. I said, man, we can get shot. We took the top off, we put it in the bag. And, we started going down to Tracy, man. We're going on I-5. Hey, everything would have been feuded, man. But it was like 30 degrees. It was in the wintertime. And I said, Dave, I think they know you got a lowrider truck, and it's all good, bro. But let's hurry up and get there, man, because I'm freezing. So the cold was one of the aspects you had to deal with, but then the other part was the bouncing. Have you ever been in those cars when they bounce? Híjole, man, I thought I was going to have dialysis the next day, man. I said, Dave, man, if this is the way to lowride in these trocas, vato, I'm good, man. I'm good. You go ahead, But back then, Dave, he didn't, like I said, didn't look like he did. He had these big glasses, and he looked scared. And he was like, is this a Vato Loco, or is he just like the Vato Loco scene? But that's how I know David Pastor, and that's my most memorable of Dave. Just a really good guy. Let me tell you one of the biggest things Dave taught me in my career. Dave was probably one of the sharpest dressed officers at the prison. This man from head to toe. And he would tell me, shine your boots, I said. And I look down and I say, they ain't good enough? He goes, that ain't a shine, bro. You're gonna walk with me, you gotta shine. And we used to have brass buttons and chits, what we would call exchange for keys. You gotta give him a piece of the brass. And Dave would inspect me, man. I come in, I try to hide from him. Vato was like a hound, man. Hey, let me check your shit out, bro. You know what I mean? You gotta represent well. So that's what I really appreciate about Dave. One of the cleanest guys I've ever been in my life, man. And very appreciative of him schooling me in that profession. So Dave and I had known each other since 1987, and we kept that contact throughout. And I just want to say Gracias, carnal.
Bye.
You're always in my heart. I got
Right.
love for you.
Right.
I always got your back. And I just want to say happy 60th birthday. Welcome to the 60s Club, because we're part of that right now. And hopefully everything goes well for you and Linda. You guys have a fantastic life, and maybe have a great birthday.
All right, anybody else?
Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Brown, affectionately known as Tom to the Godfather. I also worked with Dave at DVI. We were officers together, we worked at the hospital together, became really close. I'll give you a little history about Dave. Dave was a star athlete at a very prestigious high school called Lodi Academy. These guys were so good that they didn't play other schools, they just played themselves. But he was a star there until the knee injury. I'm sure you've all heard about the knee injury, right? That kind of limited his play going to the majors to play for the A's or to be part of the A's organization. I don't know if he was going to be the water boy or the bat boy, but he was supposed to be with the A's, right, Dave? Yeah, that was part of his plan. Yeah, but it was cut short from that athletic injury that he talks about all the time. Dave taught me a lot in corrections. He was the sharpest dressed officer at DVI and at the hospital. He was always the best dressed. I got to know him pretty well, and we became really good friends. I got to go to some car shows with him, and now I have my own car. It's not a lowrider yet, or close to it, but hey, it may be there someday. But the good part is that they've welcomed me to the Mi Familia family, so I appreciate that. And I will tell you, Dave is like a brother to me. I went to Nashville to hang out with a best friend of mine that I've been friends with since I was 20 years old. And I put on Facebook that I was with my best friend, and he took offense to that. He goes, "Hey, what do you mean best friend?" I said, "Well, he's my best friend, but you're my brother. And you always will be, and I love you, and happy birthday."
All right, anybody else?
One thing, I got you. He says he's never been gotten like this before.
Bye.
And that's in more than one way, of course. But so I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight to celebrate David's birthday, and we're about to start the dancing and open up the dance floor, which is right here in front of us.
We need a group picture.
Everybody feel free to get up and dance the night away. Thank you all for coming.
Right.
Happy birthday, David.
Oh, I think we need a group picture real quick.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
we're gonna fire up this dance floor. Before we do, David, it is an honor to be here for you and to celebrate this day with you, man. I can tell you're surrounded by a lot of love and a lot of family, and that's one thing that is very, very fine. You have a family that's acting like this, bro. You're a lucky man. You're a very lucky man. So I just want to say happy birthday, brother.
We'll talk later. We'll talk later. Got that, Tom? Yeah. But thank you everybody for coming. My friends, my family, my sons, my daughters, my grandchildren. Except she got me on this one. I appreciate you all coming. Yeah, thank you.
One more shot for Big Dave. Put your hands together, everybody.